I was a snob. I'm still a snob, but I was really a snob in 2008, and didn't understand why certain things on the internet were getting the press that they were just because of the amount of hits. I'm like, well, is it the hits or is it the content? So what if I did a show where you could hear if people were actually LOLing, if you will, more like a test screen. So like the very first one was just like, I think this could be one of those shorts that could be funny, and then it just kept happening, you know, or people said they wanted to do it. But I never wanted to put it on the internet because I was like, oh, no one likes the internet. Everyone's gonna just make fun of it, you know? And then I decided to put it on the internet during Christmas because I was like, everyone's bored in Christmas. No one knows what to talk about with their friends. Like, what if I put it up and...
What is your home life like?
Very Amish. No, but I was like, oh, maybe it'll be something that people will like. And then somehow, remember when the front page of YouTube was an exciting thing? Yeah. I got on the front page of YouTube, and then somehow Jack Black saw it and said he wanted to be Ben Franklin, and so I'm not gonna say no to that. And it kept going. Yeah. Somehow I'm here.
I love it. Now we have a clip in a minute about the history of drunk history, but just for people who aren't familiar, or this is your first panel where you can ask Derek questions about this, just in a nutshell, when your season starts, any given season, what goes on in the writer's room? What do y'all talk about? How do you decide stories? Give us just a thumbnail sketch of what that is.
Well, the main goal is, I say, what is something like we should have been taught in school? What are the things that make me go, like, why did that get hidden out of history, whether it be race, sex, or gender, just the time of when it was. It's on a comedy network, so I like it that the premise is the comedy part, but the main true goal is that there's stories that make you go, why weren't we taught that in school? Yeah.
If we all went to school.
If we went to school, yeah.
We don't have to these days.
A lot of it sounds like rumory stuff that you've heard, but you don't know.
That's true.
Right, I've heard that name, but I don't know why.
Like you were talking about, you're doing the Sam Cooke story, and like next week or something?
This week, yeah.
I love Sam Cooke, and I know his murder or whatever was like controversial, but I don't know why. I don't know what happened there.
You're gonna find out.
Because usually murder is great.
I want to know. It was scary for me to get drunk. Derek knows we had a lot of conversation about it. I almost backed out.
Really?
Yeah, because I haven't been drunk in a long, long time.
Oh, no. Did we ruin a record?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, not that I was going for a record, but it was probably over 30 years. Right.
No, this is my hero. And here I'm about to get my hero drunk. And
it was really, because I have kids, too, who are teenagers. Well, they're both in college now, and I was a little worried about them seeing me on TV really drunk, like vomiting drunk. But it was a story I really wanted to tell.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a story from my childhood. One of my comedy heroes, Steve Dahl, this DJ from Chicago, had thrown this promotional event called Disco Demolition at the White Sox Park. And he really thought, I actually know a lot about this story because I wrote a movie about it. And so I learned a lot of ins and outs, and it's a very fun story that's a little out of control. It's kind of a perfect, story for, it was only 2 times in the history of baseball where a team has been forced to forfeit without playing the game. And it's one of those 2 times. The other time was free beer night at Indians, was it? Cleveland Indians?
Good old Cleveland.
Yeah, they had like free beer night, and it was like just so out of control. They had to call the game, and that's it. You lose because you had that night, and that's what happened here. They lost. The White Sox lost the second game of a doubleheader, officially lost it in the record books because the promotion went so awry.
Yes.
And if you see it on TV and there's footage of Disco Demolition, you will think someone died, at least one person. You wonder how many people died.
It looks crazy.
And no one died, so that's great. A lot of people got injured, but usually through their own stupidity. And And so anyways, it was a tough call to do it, and I just bit the bullet and the worm. And Derek was very protective of me, but I did drink 2.5 double gin and tonics and 4 shots of tequila.
Oh.
And I did all right. I mean, I was definitely drunk.
Yeah.
I just said, can we not get me vomiting? That's all. I just
And I
want
don't
my
want
kids
that.
to see me.
Fair.
And the show's about good storytellers. It's not like, oh, it's good because they're so drunk. It's good because
Well,
they're
that's what
telling-
you think.
Amber, do you have input onto which story you're narrating? Do you get to choose your liquor?
You do. You get to choose all of those things. You can, if you can come to them and say, hey, I want to tell this story, or you can just trust that they know the best stories to tell, and you can just say, give me whatever you think
got
I would enjoy.
How many times have you narrated?
3? Is that right? No, wait, no, 4. 4. So, I mean, you can't blame me for not remembering.
That's correct. Okay, and walk us through like what your evening's like. You get to choose your liquor. You
you
don't
for
drink
asking.
until they get here, right?
You're not posta, but they can't stop you until they get to your house. No, I just always, like, the first time I did it, I felt like, oh man, I wish I had been even more drunk. But you know, it was new. I don't know these people. They're in my house. I didn't want to be crazy. But then once I was like, oh, it's just the nicest human beings on earth, then I was like, woo, catch me. So they come to your house and they set up, and as they're setting up, you and Derek are dicking around and laughing and talking and drinking. And then when you're nice and loose, you sit down and you tell the story. And the first time you tell the story, it's fine and it's beautiful. And then you keep drinking, and then it's just a mess. I can always kind of remember the first time I told this story, but you know, I don't know, you're just having so much fun, you little friends are around, it's a good time.
And you're repeating the narration multiple times in your own words.
So the first time, it's fine, and it's normal, but they don't show you that.